Namaste, friends. Welcome to this evening's meditation and wisdom sharing session. The question today is, what is the art of entering the world? The answer is in the third sutra of Shiva Sutra. What does the third sutra say? It says, Yoni Vargaha Kala Shariram. Yoni means nature. That is why we call the woman or the female element Prakriti or nature. The woman gives birth to the body. She represents Prakriti. And Kala Shariram. So what does Kala mean? Kala means the will to do. Therefore, there is only one art, and that is the art of entering the world. And this comes through the will to do, that is becoming a doer. Our body is made of two things: our will to do, that is our ego, and the physical form we have received from nature, from Prakriti. If that will to do is present within us, then nature will go on providing us with an appropriate body. This is how we have been born again and again, sometimes as an animal, sometimes as a bird, sometimes as a tree, and sometimes as a human. Whatsoever we have wished to achieve, it has happened. Our desire to achieve becomes the actuality. Thoughts become real things. So we need to be aware of what we desire, because all desires are fulfilled sooner or later. If we are in the habit of watching birds fly in the sky and we wonder how free the birds are, I wish I were a bird. It will not be long before one becomes a bird. Whatever desire we keep within us, it becomes a seed. Nature only gives birth to the body. You are the artist. You are your own creator. So the meaning of Kala is you have fashioned your body. No one else gives you the body. It is your own desire that gives it a form. Have we ever thought that the last thought we have before falling asleep at night becomes the first thought upon waking up? All night long, while we remained asleep, the thought stays within us in a seed form. And so that is the last thing at night becomes the first thing in the morning. At the moment of our death, all our desires will come together and become a seed. Our scriptures say, Ante yamati sagati. Whatever desires we have in the last moments of our life becomes our destiny. That very seed will consequently be the new life in the womb. We start fresh from where we left off. So whatsoever we are is of our own making. So we should not blame others. As a matter of fact, there is no one whom we can blame. Basically, it's the cumulative effect of our own actions. Whatsoever we are, ugly or beautiful, happy or unhappy, man or a woman, it is the result of our actions. We are the architects of our own lives. Therefore, we shouldn't blame it on the stars. We will be simply fooling ourselves. This way, we are actually dumping responsibility onto someone else. And there is no need to say that God has sent us. Let's not dump the responsibility on God. That's just a strategy to avoid taking our own responsibility. We alone are the cause for being imprisoned in this body. One who starts understanding this himself, a transformation starts taking place in his life. So, what is Shiva trying to tell us? He is saying the body is a product of nature and our will, our desire to do. The nature is merely the source, the womb. Our ego functions like a seed in it. Our will to do this or that, to achieve this or that, to become this or that acts like a seed. And the moment the art of our doing meets the womb of nature, a body is formed. Therefore, Buddha says, give up all your desires. Only then will you be liberated. If you desired for heaven, we'll become an angel. But that won't be liberation either. Because as long as desires persist, there can never be any liberation. All desires lead to the formation of bodies. And so long as we have not attained desirelessness, as long as we have not renounced desires completely, we will go on taking births and wandering in different bodies. And whatsoever different the forms of the bodies may be, their basic condition is always the same. The ills of the body are the same, regardless of whether it's a bird's body or a man's body. There is no difference in the miseries because the fundamental misery is the same. The soul being confined in the body, the entering of the soul in the prison of the body. A prison is, after all, is just a prison. It makes no difference whether its walls are circular or angular, no matter what one thinks. A drawing teacher was sentenced to prison for 3 years. When he came out, he was asked about his stay. He said everything was all right, but the corners of my prison cell were not set at right angles. This was the brain of a drawing teacher. He was upset that the corners were not made at 90 degrees. That is what troubled him for 3 years, staying in the same prison cell, day in, day out, staring at the corners which were not at right angles. Now, what difference does it make if the corners were set or not set at 90 degrees? A prison is a prison. So whether the body is that
Is
of a bird
HelloFresh worth the price?
or
Absolutely.
or or that of a man, it doesn't make any difference. The fact is we are imprisoned, and that's the misery. We have got tied down, and that's the pain. Desire binds. The desire is the rope that binds us. And remember, except us, no one else is responsible for it. That is why Patriji says, Dhyana bina gnana nahi, gnana bina mukti nahi. Without meditation, there is no knowledge. Knowledge brings desirelessness. And without knowledge, there is no awakening. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to this wisdom sharing. If anyone has got anything to share or share any experiences or any other views on this subject, please feel free to unmute yourself and share your wisdom.
Uh, Namaste, sir. It was very
Namaste.
beautiful, sir. And yeah, thank you so much, sir, for sharing
Thank
the
you,
precious
Pavniji.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. It helped me a lot. Thank you.
Th Thank you, Pavniji. Anyone else would like to share anything? Otherwise, thank you everyone for joining this evening's meditation and wisdom sharing session. Tomorrow's morning session, as usual, will be at 6 a.m. Germany time. Thank you very much. Namaste, everyone.